It is episode 1587, and we're winding down this season, but you guys know that we deliver the goods. And today, in the studio, joining us via Skype, funny man Aziz Ansari, all the way from the NYC. Aziz, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. We're doing great. So welcome to the show. Thanks so much for coming out. And obviously, there's been a lot of news surrounding you, not only in what you're doing in the comedy world, but also on the online world. And we kind of wanted to talk to you about, what have you been doing? You're starting your tour pretty soon. And also, how is Dangerously Delicious doing?
It's doing well. I'm not going to release any numbers.
Come on, that's it. Okay, so how about this? Can we play a little?
I mean, it's honestly like asking me how much money do you make a year? Because
how much money do you make a year, Aziz?
You can do the math and know exactly how much money you make. It's kind of a private thing.
Yeah. But how's the response to Dangerously Delicious?
How much money do you make a year doing this podcast? No, seriously. No, the response has been tremendous. The overwhelming thing I've gotten back is people are so glad that someone else has done the same thing Louis C.K. did. They're like, I hope more comedians do this. This is so simple. It's easy to get it. It's a fair price. And that's kind of been the overwhelming feedback I've kind of taken from all this.
And maybe we should give some background, too, on what this is. This is your comedy special, Dangerously Delicious, that you're offering from your website as like a $5 download, right?
Yeah, just get it directly from me on azizansari.com. It's $5, and you get the special. There's no it's DRM free. And, I'm someone that, downloads media and, it can just be frustrating sometimes because you're like, oh, I want to watch Game of Thrones. Is it on Netflix? Is it on iTunes? Is it on HBO On Demand? Where do I watch it? I know I've paid for it somehow. I somehow this. Where do I get it from? And then eventually you know what? I'm just going to steal it because I can't find it.
So have you, this is a DRM free thing. So you're definitely in touch with what people want. Have you experimented using some of the benefits that the internet has sometimes offered for content that you may not pay for?
Well, the whole impetus for this was I recorded the special in June of last year, and I saw how many people had watched clips of my last stand-up special on YouTube versus how many DVDs I'd sold, and it was clear way more people were discovering this stuff online. So I was just trying to embrace that, and while I was having different meetings with people about ways we could do some sort of unique digital release, I was actually hanging out with Louis C.K. while he was editing his special, and he told me what he was going to do. And I thought it was really interesting, and I was curious to see whether it would work, and it clearly did. It was a resounding success. Mm-hmm. And immediately after he did it, people were asking me, hey, would you ever release a special this way? I think that would be cool. So it just seemed like, why try to fix something that isn't broken? It seemed like something people liked, and so far it's been going well for me. And it's been a fun experience.
Cool. And now, under that same Louis C.K. model, I know he had a huge expense up front to book the production company, book the theater, do everything his own way. Was that still the same case for you? You had to get involved with the production company and make this the actual special kind of film and produced yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I did this back in June was when I did it. So even before Louis' thing came out, I paid for everything myself. You pay for renting the venue and all that stuff, and it ends up being about roughly $250,000 for everything. Yeah. And some of that cost is offset by people buying tickets for the shows that you film. But, it's definitely a big expense, and you're gambling on yourself to kind of make things work. But, you also know, all right, well, if this online thing doesn't work, I'll, I own this content, so I can do whatever I want with it, Right.
Aziz, are you happy enough with the response that you will potentially do this for your new tour that's coming out, Buried Alive? I know you still have to tour, and it starts, I think, April 10th. Is that when you're starting to jump on board and just fly around the country to do this tour?
Yeah, I have a brand new tour I'm doing. It's all different material, and I'll probably release that as a special in a couple of years. But, who knows how much the landscape will change by that time. I mean, I'm still not sure what to do with the one I have. This $5 thing, the main thing I like about this is you can buy it for $5 as opposed to a DVD. It's cheaper than it would be on iTunes, and it's directly from me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if maybe down the road I'll also want to put it on, video on demand, or whether I should put it on TV. I think it's such uncharted territory that no one really has any answers. But for right now, for the immediate release, I like being able to release it directly to people for $5. And just because it's way cheaper than a DVD, I just think ultimately this is better than releasing a DVD.
Right.
Because a DVD is just more expensive, and people just want the video anyway. So
I've got a question from the chat room here that I want to ask you. Dr. Carl wants to know, if you've gotten any flack from more of the corporate channels, more the distribution channels that you might have previously put your content on, if there's been any backlash from people you would have worked with before for the method that you're using, or is it pretty much a win all around?
No, like backlash. I haven't like gotten mean emails from anybody or
Yeah,
like
like a Comedy Central. Or they're like,
What are you doing, Aziz?
Aziz is doing it. Louis C.K. is doing it, or there's a sense that this is kind of the trend going forward.
I mean, I think they understand if you're a comedian that has a big following, there's been some power that shifted back to the artist, and they were super cool with me. The last special I did with them, they still air that special all the time. So I have no qualms with them. I think they understand, like, as far as releasing it digitally, that this is what I wanted to do and what I've done. But I don't think I've ruined any kind of relationship with them or anything.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Now, if you guys haven't just joined us, make sure you guys can check out AzizAnsari.com. His special that we're talking about here, Dangerously Delicious, is available for a $5 download. Really funny stuff. But Aziz, also, embracing the whole internet technology generation, you're really active on Twitter. And I just kind of want to know maybe what your thoughts are, good or bad, or some of your unique experiences that you've had using Twitter.
What I like about Twitter is it's a direct connection with people that follow my work. So I can, not only just make jokes about random stuff, but do things like release this special. I've also done like random things like, so whenever people buy the special, it says like, oh, if you want to tweet and say that you liked it, you can do that. And so I'll see when people tweet and say, hey, I just bought the special. I really enjoyed it. So I'll find like random people like that. And there was a couple people last week when we first started selling it. I like sent them like flowers and cookies and like you couldn't do that before. Like, I don't have anyone's info who bought the DVD I released a couple of years ago. Like we did the thing where I tweeted like, oh, if you're in New York and you bought the special and you don't have lunch plans, the first 10 people that email this address, like, we'll get you lunch. And so 10 people, hundreds of people emailed right away, and we found like 10 people that we could do it with. And I went and like bought them lunch and hung out with them and talked to them for a while about their whole experience buying the special and everything. And we just started a new contest today where if you go to AzizAnsari.com and you hit the Facebook like button, the city that has the most number of likes, I'm going to do a free show there, like a small free show to like thank people for supporting the special and everything. But yeah, it's just cool that you have like such a direct connection to people that enjoy your work. It's really there's never been anything like it, I don't think, in our times.
Now, in your routine, sometimes you've talked about some of the interactions you've actually had based on feedback that someone might have given you. Is that all really real, or some of it is a little twisted? Or you have those fun, raw conversations with let's say a fan who may agree or disagree with your stuff?
Yeah, in the new special, I do this bit towards the end about arguing with the guy online, and now I just never engage with anyone that says anything negative, because it's ultimately a dumb thing to do. Because the way you got to think about it is like, take your favorite thing in the world, like whatever movie, or for me, like if I type in Chris Rock, Bring the Pain, like that's one of my favorite things ever. I think it's one of the best stand-up specials ever, hands down. I could type that into Google and find 50 people that say it sucks, it's horrible, Chris Rock's terrible, that joke's not funny. And then you realize it's like, why am I even playing this game? You'll never win. No matter what you do, there's going to be people that don't like it. And there's going to be people that say it's bad or whatever. So who cares? Like, if you're putting something out and so many people enjoy it, just, you should be happy with that. Who cares if one person is just emptily just kind of criticizing it? And but in that bit, what I talk about is one guy said something to me and I just started engaging with him and fucking with him. And I just kept going back and forth, and it was really funny to me. So I talked about it on stage, and it's all true.
all true. That's good stuff. Also, there's one thing that you and I have in common. Believe it or not, a love for R. Kelly. Where did that start for you?
I've been a fan of his since the '90s with the hits, Bump and Grind, and everything. And then my fandom grew with Trapped in the Closet and everything. And then I went to this concert that was really insane. I talked about that in my first special. And then when I was touring Dangerously Delicious, whenever I would come out for encore or whatever, people would shout R. Kelly and want me to talk about him. So I came up with a new bit about him, which I actually think is better than the first bit. And I do it in the new special to update people on R.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, that's good.
I had one question just with the how involved did you get? Getting back to the special and this whole like direct distribution model, how involved did you get with the actual like the back end of it, of actually figuring out how you're going to be able to deliver the video file to people, and the complicated mess that would scare people like me off from doing anything in that realm?
I have a friend that luckily is like very good with all the web stuff, and I kind of just had him kind of take charge of everything. But I was really hands-on with everything. I wanted to use all the site and like see all the pages and all the stuff you read. Like when you get an email from buying the special, that's like I wrote that email and like made sure all the wording sounded in my voice, and it's kind of cool. You get to like make it really sound like you. So like when you buy the special, it's not like on Amazon where you get like, thank you for purchasing this thing. It's like an email from me that's like, oh snap, son, that $5 is mine.
I got that email. It was awesome.
Yeah, and people really like that stuff. And whenever you buy a special, there's like a digital bonus pack of just photos from the tour, different tour posters we did, and it's like a set to like make your own DVD cover, like the Photoshop files and stuff you would need to like make your own DVD cover using all the photos and materials and assets we give. And people have been sending me those on Twitter, and it's really cool. You can do stuff like that you normally couldn't do with a traditional physical release.
Awesome. Well, Aziz, we just want to say thank you so much for your time. Believe it or not, we actually have an earthquake drill coming up in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I shit you not.
I guess this Skype interview is not going well.
That's excuse for the out. But congratulations on your success. We'll keep on following you and hopefully have you back, sometime in the future. But great stuff, and thanks for coming out.
Thanks for speaking with me, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, awesome. There you go, Aziz Ansari in the house for BOL. So we're gonna take a quick break. We're going to duck, cover, and roll, whatever we do. So we'll be back in a few moments.
Don't roll.
Don't roll.
Yeah.
Stay under that table. All right, Buzz Aloud coming back in a bit.